Hello, good evening students. Good evening. In this lecture, we'll discuss the three important decisions taken by finance manager. One is investment decisions, second one is financing decisions, and third one is dividend decisions. Don't look at these three decisions as separate decisions. These are interrelated. One decision depends on another decision. We should not look at these decisions in isolation. We have to look at these decisions as an integrative whole. Okay. So therefore, investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decisions, they are interrelated. Okay, not independent. They are interrelated. Right. So basically speaking, so these three decisions, being an accounting student, so I'll give you how these three decisions are related when compared to our financial statements. When we take our financial statements, how these three are related. I'll take the balance sheet first. That is liabilities, assets. I have liabilities, assets. I have. Okay, so here I'll have assets. Okay, here I'll have liabilities. So in the profit and loss account, next I'll get the profit and loss account. Next, I'll use the profit and loss account. Expenses, income, So profit and loss account will use it. So end of the day, we'll get something called as net profit. Okay, right. So now this aspect is called as investment decisions. So this is investment decisions. And this portion is called financing decision. And this portion is called financing decision. Now, whatever the profits we have obtained, whether we should distribute within the liabilities, there will be equity shareholders. Etc. So whether you want to pay dividend or whether you want to pay reinvestment. Okay, whether you want to pay dividend, whatever the profits you have obtained, whether you want to pay dividend to shareholders or whether you want to reinvest in the business. So whatever the profits you have obtained, whether you want to pay dividend to the shareholders or you want to reinvest in the business, it is called as a dividend decision. So it is called as a dividend decisions. The profits, whatever the profits you have obtained, whether to pay dividend or whether to pay to the equity shareholders as dividend or whether to reinvest in the business assets, it is called as dividend decisions. Okay, ma? It is called as dividend decisions. So basically we have three decisions. This is decision one. Investment decisions. This is decision two, dividend financing decisions, and this is decision three, dividend decisions. Okay. So being an accounting student, it's better way for you to understand our balance sheet and profit and loss account. So balance sheet asset side is investment decision, balance sheet liability side is financing decision, and whatever the profit we have obtained, what to do with the profit? Whatever the profit we have obtained, what to do with the profit? Whether we have to reinvest in the business again or we have to pay dividend to the shareholders. So it depends upon this concept. That is called as the dividend decisions. Okay. So our profit depends upon our investment decisions. Our investment decisions also depends upon financing decisions. All three are interrelated. Not in isolation. All three are interrelated. We should be careful. All three are interrelated. Investment decisions, financing decisions, and dividend decisions are interrelated. This is how you can understand the relationship between, or you can correlate the financial management decisions with our accounting statements. Okay, right. So in this lecture, we'll discuss the investment decisions first, then we'll go step by step to the financing and dividend decisions. So in this lecture, we'll discuss the investment decisions. Okay, there are three layers of investment decisions. Let me explain those three layers of investment decisions. So the first layer of investment decision is which business to do. Is the first layer of investment decision. Okay, so which business to do is the first layer of business. Which business to do is the first layer of investment decision. There are many business you can do it. Example, Example, you can do the FMCG business, fast moving consumer goods, FMCG business, or you can use automobiles, manufacturing of vehicles, automobile business, or you can engage in real estate, or you can engage in real estate. So first depends upon which business to do. It depends upon the economic opportunities. So how the economy is running now because of the lockdown restrictions and all those things. Digital business is growing much. Digital business has a lot of future. Our healthcare business, insurance business. So therefore, depends of business, which business to do depends upon the economic environment, how the economy is there. Okay, first we have to take this the investment decision, major decision, which business to do. And after deciding the business, then we have to go a little bit micro. Then we have to go a little bit micro. Yes, I have selected one business. I have selected one business. So if I have selected FMCG business, say for example, if I have selected FMCG business, okay, if I put FMCG here, then within the FMCG, what goods to sell? Within the FMCG, what goods or products to sell? Okay, what goods or products to sell within the business? Okay, what goods or services within the business? What goods or services within the business? What goods or services within the business? Within the business, what goods or services? Say for example, if I have selected FMCG business, within the FMCG there are many more things like soft drinks. We can soft drinks or fruit juices. We can produce soft drinks or fruit juices. Or next, another thing is that we can provide snacks like noodles, chips, etc. We can provide snacks or healthcare items or beauty items like face creams, etc. Beauty products, face creams, etc. So within the FMCG business are staples, food staples like biscuits, etc. So staples, soft drinks, snacks, beauty items, multiple items are there within the FMCG category. Only multiple business, multiple products that we have to select. So we want to do in the FMCG business. So the products which most customers uses. So we would like to do that business where the customers use the product. More customers are there. Yes, fast moving consumer goods. Almost all people in the world use these products. Okay, right. So therefore, I have selected the FMCG business. Within the FMCG business, then again I have to micro it. Okay, whether it's staples, soft drinks, snacks, or beauty. Similarly, if I select automobile business, so if I select automobile business here, then I have to think about passenger vehicle, like how work passenger vehicle, like cars we are using, Maruti, Hyundai, they will use the passenger vehicle business, and commercial vehicles. So if you look at the Tata has both the Tiago, Altroz, Nexon. These products are there. Those are passenger vehicles. Apart from that, they have the trucks also there. Tata trucks or lorries, etc. That is a commercial vehicles. Tata buses, etc. Therefore, within the automobile business also, we have a passenger vehicle, commercial vehicle, or for defense purpose also. If you go from that, for defense purpose, for army also, you can manufacture the heavy trucks, etc. These are the points. Within the automobile category also, we can do this. Next category comes is, say for example, real estate. No sir, I want to do the real estate business. So if you want to do real estate business, within real estate there are many items. Residential real estate like construction of houses, apartments, etc. Individual houses, apartments, villas, etc. That is residential. Next, commercial houses, commercial real estate, residential real estate, commercial real estate like shopping malls, multiplexes, etc. That is commercial real estate. And next, industrial real estate. So industrial real estate comes under within the industrial real estate various categories like factory, godowns, warehouse, cold storage facilities, etc. So all this involve construction. Therefore, real estate business various categories: residential real estate, commercial real estate, industrial real estate. So first of all, I have to decide which major business I have to do, whether FMCG, automobile, real estate, software, pharma, etc. So after selecting the business, again I have to go micro. Divide the broad business into small businesses. This is second decision, sir. And the third decision we have to take is that which assets to use. And the third investment decision is which assets to use. This is the first category of investment decision. This is the second category of investment decision. This is the third category of investment decision. Which assets to use? So which assets to use in this third category of decision? Okay. So here, when it comes to the assets, we should do a proper balance between long-term assets and short-term assets. We have to do a proper balance between long-term assets and short-term assets. Okay. So we have to do a proper balance between long-term assets and short-term assets. Long-term and also short-term. We have to do balance between long-term assets and also short-term assets. Do a proper balance between long-term assets and short-term assets. Okay, right. Long-term assets and short-term assets. Very important. It is not that you can focus only on long-term. It is not that you can focus only on short-term. We have to focus both. There is a saying regarding this asset management. There is a one saying, one most important principle we have to remember. That is, regulate the investment in fixed assets and restrain the investment in current assets or short-term assets. Okay, regulate fixed assets, regulate the investment in fixed assets, regulate fixed assets, restrain current assets. This is a fundamental principle. Restrain current assets or short-term assets, regulate fixed assets or long-term assets. Fixed assets means long-term, current assets means short-term. Current assets means short-term. Regulate investment in fixed assets, restrain investment in current assets, short-term assets. Restrain, very clear. As much as possible, we have to reduce investment in the short-term assets or investment in current assets. As much as possible, we have to reduce the investment. Whereas fixed assets, it is not reduction. Sometimes will reduce, sometimes will increase based upon the opportunities, business opportunities. Therefore, we should have more flexibility. So that means current assets always one directional, always as much low as possible. Whereas fixed assets, sometimes it is higher, sometimes it is lower. Therefore, regulate fixed assets and restrain current assets. Most important fundamental principle. Regulate investment in fixed assets and restrain investment in current assets. That is the important. But we have to do balance both. Don't focus only on one thing. We have to focus both. See what the major, what the management people say. So Jock Welch is the CEO, world's most famous CEO, Jock Welch. He said, you can't grow long term if you can't eat short term. Anybody can manage short term, anybody can manage long term, but what is important is the balance thing. So, sir, whether I want to save money for the future or whether I have to utilize money to eat for today, both. I have to eat today and I have to save money for tomorrow also. It is not that I'll eat too much of the money today itself, or it is not that I'll save too much of the money without eating food today. No, we have to balance our short-term requirements and we have to also balance our long-term requirements. Short-term requirements, food, clothing, shelter. Long-term requirements, education, housing, etc. So we have to balance both short-term and long-term. We have to balance both short-term and long-term. It is not that we can focus only on one thing. Okay, right. Next, regarding this long-term assets, so the basic decision is regarding this long-term assets. The basic decision is regarding this long-term assets. The basic decision is lease or buy. Important decision here: lease or buy. Whether you want to lease it or whether you want to buy the fixed assets. Lease versus buy. Lease versus buy. Whether you want to take the assets on lease or whether you want to take the assets on whether you want to buy the fixed assets, whether you want to take the fixed assets on lease or whether you want to take the fixed assets on, whether you want to purchase the fixed assets. Lease versus buy depends upon. If you want to retain more control over the assets, better purchase the assets. If control over the assets is not that much important, then go for the leasing asset. If the control over the assets is very crucial, then only you can buy the assets. Otherwise, it's better always. Majority of the cases, it's better to take the assets on lease rather than buying the assets. Only in exceptional cases where we want more control over the assets, then only the buying the assets is preferable. Otherwise, in general, leasing the assets are good option. Okay, look at the airlines. None of the airlines uses their own flights. All flights in the airlines, they will use lease basis only. They will not purchase the asset. That is what the point. Therefore, depends upon the business. We have to go for lease decision or buying decision, long term. And short term example, inventory. Say for example, inventory. How much inventory I should purchase? How much inventory I should procure or I should store? How much inventory I should procure or store? How much inventory I should procure or store? Depends upon many things. How much inventory I should procure or store depends upon many things. First thing, what is your future business opportunities? So if you are expecting more demand, more sales demand in the future, better keep more inventory. Okay, future demand. So therefore, this investment, inventory decision depends upon future demand. This investment short-term decision depends upon investment in future. So this depends upon future demand. This depends upon future demand for business, future demand for our goods. If I'm expecting more demand for my goods, then definitely I'll keep more raw material. Future demand, no much future demand, normal demand only, no increased demand, normal demand only, but still availability of raw material in the future. So my business is not going to increase in future. Tomorrow also I'll be having the same business as at present. Okay, tomorrow if I am going to have a more business, today I'll keep more raw material. Tomorrow if I am expecting more sales, today I'll keep more raw material. That's the first thing. No sir, tomorrow I am expecting the same business, no much increase. But how about the availability of raw material? Where the raw material will be available, much raw material will be available in future. If the raw material is going to very scarce in future, then better to purchase and store it. Then better to purchase and more store it. Availability of raw material in future, availability in future. So if the future availability is less, better to keep more raw material now itself. No sir, future availability is there. So future demand is normal. Future also inventory will be available, no shortage. But how about the prices? How about the prices? Whether the prices are going to same or whether the prices are going to increase much. Therefore, future price levels, future prices, all these things we have to keep in mind regarding how much inventory to store, regarding how much working capital or short-term assets to store, depends upon our future demand, availability of raw material in future, or future prices. Take for example, with the introduction of the electric vehicles, so more demand is there for the batteries, etc. So some raw material which are used in batteries, the same raw material is used in batteries for mobile also. So whatever, same raw material which is used in mobile batteries, the same raw material is used for batteries for electric vehicles, four-wheelers. So if the electric vehicles is going to increase, the availability of that raw material which is used in mobile batteries will be less. Therefore, now Apple company is procuring or entering into contract with that raw material for 5 years. For 5 years, long term. Why they want to enter so much long term contracts? Because they are predicting that if electric vehicles sales grows, if the electric vehicles business grows, obviously that raw material which is used in batteries of the mobile will be scarce in the market. Therefore, I have to keep more raw material. Therefore, I have to keep more. Now we are facing a lot of shortage of semiconductors. So there is no much semiconductors available in the market. Huge shortages there. So to prevent this kind of situations, we have to predict our future business requirements and availability of raw material and future prices. Based on all these things, we have to take an investment decision. Okay. So basically, these are the points. My investment decisions. So first decision is which business to do, and second decision is what goods or services to be, what goods to be produced within that business, and which assets to use. Just see the screen. Three investment decisions. Which business to do is my first major decision. Which business to do is my major decision. Which business to do, and thereafter what goods or services to be produced and which assets to use. These are the three major decisions, three major investment decisions. So these three are also popularly called as CD or CDE. You can call it as a CDE. So this first decision is about diversification decision. This second decision is about expansion decision. The second decision is about expansion decision, and third decision is about cost reduction decision. Okay, cost reduction, expansion, and diversification. CDE or CED, you can remember anyway. CDE, cost reduction, diversification, expansion. But logically speaking, you have to remember in this way. So first preference is cost reduction. First, focus on the present business, focus on cost reduction. Second, after completing all your cost reduction activities, second, give importance to this expansion decisions. And after that, go for the diversification decision. Okay, this is practically priority wise. First focus on cost reduction, second focus on expansion, thereafter only focus on diversification. So these are the three investment decisions, but priority should be first cost reduction decision, then expansion decision, then diversification decision. Okay, so these are the investment decisions. Be careful about this. So if you want to take a screenshot of all the thing, how the three decisions are interrelated: investment decision, financing decision, and so how the three decisions are related: investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decisions. And within the investment decisions, which business to do, what goods or services to produce, which assets to use. Okay, and long-term assets, short-term assets, both are important. Long-term assets, lease or buy. Short-term inventory depends upon future demand for finished goods, availability of raw material in future, and price of raw material in future. So these are the three decisions we have to take. Okay, right. In the next lecture, we'll discuss the second decision, that is financing decision. So in this lecture, we have completed the investment decision. So read this decision in detail. So I have given brief. So I have to spend a lot of time. You have to spend a lot of time to understand these decisions. That's why I'm not hurry. I'm not giving too much content in one lecture. I'm not going to discuss all the three decisions in one lecture because I want to give sufficient time for you to understand a particular decision so that we can go to the next decision. So this is the investment decisions. In the next lecture, we'll go to the financing decisions and dividend decisions. Okay, ma? Thank you.